Okay, so we've made the spine and we've made the cover, front and back of the 6x6, and the front measures 6.5, and the back is also 6.5 by 6.5, and then the spine measures 4 by 6.5. So now we're getting ready to create these, are they gussets or whatever they are? So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a piece of paper that measures 6 by 9.5 inches. And then you're gonna score a 1/2 inch all the way across till you get to 9 inches. So just cut your paper out at 6 by 9.5 inches. This is 9.5, and this is 6 inches. Then you get your scoring board out, and on the 9.5 inch side, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch. Let me just zoom in so you can see some of the numbers. I don't know if that helps it a little bit. So score at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.5 inch, 3 inch, 3.5 inch, 4 inch, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, and then 9. Then you're going to need your double-sided tape, because what we're going to do, these two are going to get glued together. So you're going to add some score tape here. Let me just go ahead and show you. Okay, so see how that bends together? So we're just going to flip this over. And we're going to put some score tape. I'm just going to put it on both sides. The left portion that's going to get glued together and the right portion. And you don't have to use red score tape. Once again, like I said, you can use whatever kind that's strong. But this is how I'm putting it together, because these two are going to get glued together. So it'll end up like that. So that's why I put tape along this edge and along that edge, so that when you glue it together, it covers up pretty much all of it. It's going to be the same way with this one. Okay, so I'm just make sure that it's down really well. And then I'm going to glue them together. I'm just going to take it apart. Take the red off of it. And I'll do one section at a time. I'm just going to glue these two together. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this and with that. or not, so I'll just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I took the tape off of it, and then I'm just gluing them together. And if you wanted to flip it over, you'll see how it's starting to come together. So I'm just going to finish gluing these sets together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have these ready to accept the papers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some double-sided tape on here, and I'm going to place it in the center of the album. Okay, so I've got the double-sided tape on it, so I'm going to make sure that I center it as best I can. I want to make sure it's centered vertically and horizontally. So I'm just going to start gluing it down. And so you want to make sure it's in there really well and really flat. You want to come back through each one of these flaps. And just make sure that it's down really good and flat, because you don't want them to come apart. So far this is what we have. So now it's time to get started on our pages. Okay, so now for your pages, I'm making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is really going to be 12 front to back. So you're going to need 12 6.5 by 7-inch papers, because you're going to have flaps, and then I'm also going to include some flaps that come over the pages, because I'm going to have interactive pages. So yeah, you're going to need 12 6.5 by 7-inch papers, and then you're also going to need 6 by 6 pages. And sorry for the numbers, but yeah. So what you're going to do, you're going to take one of your 6.5 by 7-inch papers, 7, and it's going to be on the 7 side, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 6.5 inches. So 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches is where you're going to score at, and you're going to do all 12. No, you're going to do 6 of them like that. You're going to do 6 that are scored at 1/2 inch and at 6.5 inch, and then you're going to do the other 12 that's only scored at 1/2 inch. So you need 6 of these scored at 1/2 inch, and then 6 of them scored at 1/2 inch and at 6.5 inches on the 7-inch side. Okay, so once you have it scored, then you're going to add double-sided tape to one of them, and you're going to put it on just the 1/2 inch line. I had messed up, and disregard this right here because I had messed up and I didn't include the flap, so I had to create a flap to add to this. So think of it as just only being on this flap. Just put the tape right there, and then just kind of cut the corner a little bit at an angle so that when you put this on to your main page, it'll go on smoothly. And I'm using double-sided tape. This is 10mm red score tape. So I'm just going to peel this off. And I'm going to line it up. I'm going to line it up between here and here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Between here and here. I'll turn it around this way so I can see. Between the two score marks is where I'm applying it to the tape. Make sure that they are lined up and even. And basically, you're going to have a flap. And the way it's going to assemble, you're going to fold your two flaps in. And you're going to take one of your 6x6 papers and you're going to glue it onto the flaps, and then you'll have your flap. Don't worry, this will get covered up. And if you'll notice, there's also a flap here, and we will do something with that as I get along the way. But first, I'm going to assemble these so that I can put them all in here. All the ones that are going to have an extra flap, I'm going to go ahead and assemble them. So I'm going to take the 6x6. Well, I'm going to go ahead and add some score tape to these sides, to these flaps. Wait a minute. Okay, so I've got the red score tape on both these sides, and I have my flap here. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. Peel this off. Well, what you could do, which I should have done, is leave part of it on actually, and just peel it down some. And just work with one side at a time. That way you can get it lined up. So I'm just going to peel this down partially. Then I'm going to line it up to where I need it. And then I'm going to take the rest of the tape away. And I'm just going to do the same. Well, I really don't have to do the same thing to this because it's already where it needs to be, but just in case, I'm still going to line that up and then take the rest of the tape away. And basically, I'm going to do that to the rest of these. I'm going to put the 6x6 on top of the flaps, and then I'm going to put these with this opening. It's going to go down in here over top. Now, something that I should have done that I didn't do with these flaps, let me just zoom in a little bit. I should have made them a little bit smaller, because when you go to put these over top of it, I think it's going to be a little bit too big. But to fix that problem, I'm just going to go in and snip off like just a corner of it, like this. See how I did that? And I want to do the same thing to this. So you end up having it shaped like that. If it doesn't, that way, if it doesn't fit, that's an easy fix. Just go through and take like a little piece off of it. Okay, so now I fixed it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some red score tape to both sides on each one of these. And I'm going to try to get it as close to this as close to this edge as possible on both sides. And then I'm just using 8mm score tape, red score tape. Okay, so now I have the double-sided tape on each one on both sides. So I'm getting ready to put this on, and I'm just going to do it one side at a time, starting with this first one. And I'm just going to peel it back just a little bit, and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to line it up to the score tape and press down. And I'm just going to finish peeling back the rest of that score tape. Let's try this again. So that part's already stuck. I'm just going to make sure it's level where I need it to be. Then I'm just going to finish peeling this back and follow it down so it's glued in there. I'm just going to flip this back over. I'm going to peel this off. Well, I can get it. Okay. And then just go down. And we have our first page, and it flips out. The first page that flips out. Now, I'm going to have, let's see, 1, 2. I'm not going to have them side by side as far as the ones that are all going to flip out. I'm going to have one that's going to flip out this way, so one on the end. I'm going to have 4 altogether that's going to flip out. 2 going this way, 2 going that way. So it'll be like every other page. And the next page is just going to be regular. So I'm just going to take one of the papers . Just go ahead and assemble them, and instead of having the flap on it, it's just going to get this part right here. So it's same concept, it just doesn't have a flap. So it just same thing. Let me slide back because I don't think you can see that. So yeah, I'm going to have, we've got our first paper with the flap that opens up, and I'm going to seal it with a magnet too, so it'll close with a magnet. And I'm just going to have to take, this has an extra flap on it, but I'm thinking about adding an additional page to it, but I'm not real sure, so that's why I'm leaving that on there. But it's going to close down like this, and it'll open. But this next one, instead of it having a flap on it, it's just going to be standard without a flap. So I'm going to add my double-sided tape, and then I'll put it in here in the same way. Okay, so I have it. I have the pages already glued in here. So the first one is going to flip out, and then there's a flap here, and then there's also still this pocket. Well, actually, no, there's not a pocket. Yeah, there is a pocket on this side. So you have this, there's a pocket here, and then it still flips. You can still put stuff here. This flips down. So pocket, flips out, regular, pocket, regular, regular, pocket, flips, and you can still add something here. Then this one, you have a pocket, you have your regular pocket, put something here. This will flip back down. Then you have your regular pocket, put something here. Regular pocket, put something here. Then this flips. It depends on which way you want it. You can have it flip this way, or you can have it flip this way, whichever way you would like. here. So there were 2 pages that were left. So what I'm going to do, as not to waste anything, is I'm going to make these into flaps that are going to, I'm going to put these on here on the covers. One here and then one here. And I'm going to leave a pocket. This part of it is going to be a pocket, but the rest will be glued down. So I'll add glue here, here, and also here. Or double-sided tape. I'll use double-sided tape on these 2 flaps, and then I'll just use glue on that flap. So you have your pocket, you have your cover spine back. You have 6 pages or 12 double-sided. So pocket, this opens up, you have a pocket here, pocket, this opens up, you have a pocket here. So I'll turn it like this, or yeah, I'll turn it like this. This opens up, you have a pocket here, pocket, this opens up, pocket, and then pocket. So you have a lot of space, even though this is a mini album. So please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, click the notification button, and I hope you continue to watch. And thank you. Check out my blog and everything, and I'll have links in the description of where I get everything from. And thanks for watching.